Well, if you think friendships last forever, I would say think again. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney has just declared that the country's deep economic and security partnership with the United States is officially over. It seems like a final blow to the already fragile US-Canada relations. The statement comes in response to a brutal 25% tariff on imported vehicles and parts imported by United States President Donald Trump, a move that threatens to cripple Canada's auto industry and redefine its economic future. Trump announced that this is permanent, making it clear that the days of smooth trade relations are long gone. Khan, addressing reporters in Ottawa, did not mince words. He said, and I quote, "We must fundamentally reimagine our economy." And this signals a major shift away from Canada's traditional reliance and dependence on the United States market. Let me give you a little overview of the history. For decades in 1965, Canada-US Automotive Product Agreement symbolized economic unity between these two nations. Now Carney has pronounced it dead. In response, he is preparing aggressive countermeasures designed to inflict, and I quote, maximum impact on the United States economy. Canada has already retaliated against previous US tariffs on aluminium and steel with some 60 billion Canadian dollars in counter tariffs, but this latest assault on the auto industry escalates the tension to a completely new level, to a completely new height. Now, with Canada's federal elections looming on April 28, Carney has shifted its campaign into the crisis mode. His government is now weighing bold economic restructuring plans, including diversifying trade partnerships to reduce its dependence on the United States. Meanwhile, opposition leaders are sharpening their attacks as well. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre called the tariffs, and I quote, unjustified and unprovoked. While NDP leader Jagmeet Singh took an even harder stance, branding Trump's action, and I have to quote again, illegal trade war, and again, betrayal of a close ally. Singh proposed banning automakers that relocate production from selling vehicles in Canada, and a radical step that could reshape the industry. Now, this fallout extends beyond Canada's borders. Germany, the European Union, and major economies have condemned Trump's tariffs, with Germany vowing, and I quote, will not give it in. Trump, unfazed, warned on Truth Social that any alliance between Canada and the European Union against the US would be met with even severe economic penalties. Mexico, another major auto supplier to the US, is treating carefully. President Claudia Sheinbaum has promised a formal response on April 3, but reassured that Mexico's commitment to free trade is stating, of course, there shouldn't be tariffs. This is what she said. The US imported about 8 million cars last year. This amounts to some $240 billion in trade. Now, with Canada's role as a key supplier under threat, the future of North American auto industry hangs in a balance. Khan insists that Canada can survive and even thrive by retooling and diversifying, but the road ahead is filled with uncertainty. As tensions escalate and economic battle lines are down, one thing is crystal clear. The old Canada-US relation is history. What comes next is an era of economic conflict, high-stakes diplomacy, and a fight for Canada's financial independence.